All right, man. Off rip, the title of this video is going to be some crazy. So I feel like we got to begin by showing some proof.
Okay.
You've been going around saying some crazy numbers. Yeah. 6 figures per month at, how old are you?
16 now.
But you're making 6 figures a month at 15.
At 15, yeah.
Bro, show us some numbers right now, man. Right, that's insane.
Don't leak this. Don't leak this.
Strike It Big wouldn't make you do this. Iced coffee hour.
Let me find
Iced coffee hour might.
They might.
So look at my statements.
Statements. Snap. All right, what are we looking at?
To the middle where it's like the rev.
All right, we're looking at your shows on Snapchat.
Yup.
Revenue to be paid. That looks like 6 figures to me.
That looks like high to mid 6 figures.
And this is a monthly statement?
Yeah, that was in January.
Is it cool if I spit off some of these numbers?
Of course, yeah.
I'm looking at $300,000 in the month of January, brother. At 15?
Yes, sir.
All right, we gotta put me on. How can I work for you, bro?
Let me put you on to sauce.
Put me on to sauce right now. What? We're saying Snapchat, but we're not explaining what it even is. So what? Yeah. What is it?
These are Snapchat shows.
Okay.
So these are like short 3 to 4 minute videos that are vertical, so like TikTok style. Mm-hmm. And what we would do is you'd make these like videos every single day on celebrities like Andrew Tate, Aiden Ross, and just talk about like drama that would go around with them, right? And we kind of took it to the next level because before we got onto the platform, people would only be posting like once every 3-4 days because the last video would overlap the views of the new one. But we were like, yo, let's just try post every day, see what happens. And we kind of cooked because
you definitely
every
cooked.
video would get like over 1 million views and sometimes even like 5-6 million views. So if I can recall, our highest revenue day in an individual day was around 85 grand.
Nah, in one day?
In one day.
All right, but who's paying you?
So like, these are Snapchat advertisers. So like YouTube has advertisers who pay for slots on their videos. That was the exact same for Snapchat. So they'd pay to get slots on our videos. And this was overpowered for a time because you're not putting in as much effort as you would with an 8 to 10 minute video, but we're getting paid like $10 to $15 RPMs.
Yeah, and the videos you're making, you're not like going out on the street. This is all editing, right?
This is fully
you're behind
faceless
the computer
content. So my partner would like script and voiceover and I'd go edit and we both find the ideas and then we just go in and try to find like what's going to be the most thought-provoking, drama-filled video the next day. And that's what would go the most viral.
So you're not a Snapchat creator because I know there's a whole different side of it. Yeah. Things like the David Dobrik making like hundreds of thousands by just posting 50 times a day.
People going crazy there as well. Yeah.
But this is different.
Completely
like you're
different.
not a celebrity yet.
Yeah.
Yet. I want to preface after this podcast comes out probably.
Of course.
But
so can you just hop on and like start posting these or how does it work?
No, so the way Snapchat works is you actually have to apply for a show and then get accepted for it. So they have like a strict policy where they see and filter what shows they want to accept on the platform. And when we got on back in like 2023, very early on 2023, the filter was way less. They'd allow pretty much anything onto the platform, which is why we got away with getting like 10 plus shows at like one time, right? And so we would just print on all of those shows. But as the months went on, Snapchat were like, yo, this is kind of like not allowed. So they stopped letting people just kind of add any show they wanted to the platform and they made it more strict for new people.
Okay. What are the actual shows? You mentioned celebrity drama, so it's just like a drama alert type channel?
Yeah, kind of a drama alert, but then there's also just like satisfying videos where we post like satisfying like slime videos. There's also be like gym fails where we post like people of like failing in the gym or dropping their weights. There would be so many things like rapper beef, just any type of section of the internet that you could think of that has a pretty substantial audience. We kind of tried to take advantage of.
And is there an algorithm? How are you getting these shows to go that viral?
Yeah, so pretty much the algorithm that we figured out would be the most beneficial would be what would get people kind of pissed off and wanting to click on this video. So peak Andrew Tate, when he was going to prison, we were doing some insane stuff, I can't lie.
What were you doing?
We were like photoshopping him behind bars and like going crazy, and Snapchat got on me about that a bit. I can't lie, but yeah, like we were just doing things that were thought-provoking, and then as time went on and the platform got stricter, we obviously had to tone it back. But there's little things that we would do where we would ask maybe a question in the title to make them think like, okay, what is really going to be disclosed in this video? So we just kind of adapted with the times as everything went on.
Bro, people talking about like, oh, BlackRock is behind all this fake media. It's Daniel Bitton.
It's me, bro. It's 15.
This is the guy behind fake media.
Facts.
No, but what you were saying, what Max was saying, like you can't just post to Snapchat, right? You need to get approved somehow.
Yeah. So you need to go through an agent. So someone who has a direct access to Snapchat. And once you do that, you apply for your show. They send the pitch out, and if it gets accepted, you'll have access to start posting videos. But what used to happen back then is that they used to allow shows that were faceless, so no creator, which is how I got away with it, right?
Okay.
But nowadays, they're only allowing shows that big creators submit. So you have to be a human behind it, going in and trying to apply for a show like a big fitness influencer or someone like Keemstar, right? You can't really do like the method where
The
you're behind the
faceless
scenes anymore, right? Yeah.
Did you run into any copyright issues when you were doing it?
No, we didn't really get any copyright issues because we were transformative. So we'd add text, subtitles, music to everything. There were some times where like when we'd post our satisfying videos, some people would like contact us and then we just take everything down immediately. But we'd always credit and everything, and I like transform it as much as we can.
So how long after your first post did you start making money?
Well, funnily enough, our first 2 weeks of Snapchat, I don't think we made any money. And we're like, yo, like, is this on tap method tap? Like, what's going on here, right? So we just kept going. We're like, I think there's something here. There were people that were going viral, and we just kind of kept adapting. And I think it was the third week. So the way Snapchat works is they reveal your revenue to you 30 days after your show is initially created. So for the first month of uploading, we had no idea how much money we were making, what our CPM was, nothing like that. So we thought like, okay, I think we've made like probably like 15K in 30 days. Great money, more than we'd ever made. And then we see our 30-day unlock, and we made like almost 200K. Called my mom,
bro.
She runs up the stairs. I'm like, Mom, I made it. Like
200K.
It was crazy. It was like 200K on our or 186K on our dashboard.
And this is all profit. This isn't like dropshipping.
Yeah, so there's like
revenue.
50% of the 180K goes to our agent, which is the
50%.
Yeah, so not the agent. Snapchat take 50% of what you make, just like YouTube does. And so we were left with like whatever that divided by 2 was, and that was pure profit. So like when I said 500K revenue a month, that was 250 pure profit.
I mean, that's still insane.
Still great.
Yeah. Wow. That's totally fair. But if we go like all the way back, right? How did you even think of this idea? How did you even first get into the online space? Because and as you tell your story, you got to drop your age marks.
Of course,
because this is insane.
Yeah. So I started when I was 12 during the cough. And what I would do is I would fake being a designer for people. So I'd go on Twitter and I'd see people who would want designs done. Then I'd hit up my boy on Fiverr and then I'd be a middleman acting as the designer. So I'd get paid like $50-$60 for a video, but pay a guy $5 and would just make the middle fee. But after a while, like I realized if I wanted to scale, I had to know the skill a little bit. So I wasn't really into designing that much, but I was into video editing because I'd done it for myself, homemade videos. And so I started doing that. And that was at the age of like 13 is when I started doing that. I edited for people for free for a long, long time. And
how'd you get in contact with these people?
Pure outreach, but I didn't just outreach like a normal person would saying, I want to edit for you. I just edited their video for them and then just sent them a really cool edited version of their video for absolutely free. And I just thought like, what could I do that's just maybe better than like a lot of other people reaching out to them? I see all these tweets all the time, looking for an editor. I see hundreds of people replying, and then I see them tweeting the next day the same thing again. So it's like, obviously no one really caught their eye, right? So I wanted to be the person to do that. And I started building up a little portfolio for free content that I'd make for these people. And eventually I got my first paying client and he paid me like $5 for a 30-minute video.
Bruh.
We don't talk about those times, but yeah, I had no school.
When he closed on you, he didn't know your age, right?
No, I think he did know my age, but I sent him the video and he saw it was good. So I was like, why not just pay $5 to a 12-year-old kid or 13-year-old kid and see what happens, right? He was probably making a couple $1,000s at the time. And so I took the hours, and obviously I wasn't as experienced at the time. So I really put in a ton of hours to get like this commission done well. And I built that up from like $5 to $10, 50, 100. And that's how it went for like maybe a year, 2 years. So from 13 to 15, I edited for like a couple $100 a video. And I ended up actually closing a couple $1,000 commissions for people in Phase and for bigger people in the space.
How'd you get in contact with them? Same thing?
It was literally just building up my portfolio. At a certain period of time, I didn't really need to reach out to people anymore. I would post my work on my Twitter and people would just like, it would kind of hit like the algorithm of editors and they'd reply being like, cool work. And obviously all these creators follow these editors. And so they'd eventually start seeing me and would hire me. So that was really cool. Like I think the most I made in a month just purely editing for people was like $4,000.
But if you want to make some real money, dropshipping may be your answer, and today's sponsor, AutoDS, can definitely help you with that. E-commerce is a great way to make money online, and dropshipping allows you to do so with very little startup costs since you can sell products online without holding inventory. And AutoDS is your one-stop shop for all of your dropshipping needs. They started as a platform that automates and handles the order fulfillment portion of dropshipping, so you wouldn't have to worry about the logistics of your products actually arriving to your customers. You can set them up to automatically fulfill and deliver all of your orders with shipping times as low as like 3 business days on some of the products. But now on top of that, they've created one of the best product research tools in the industry and incorporated an AI website builder that can build a website for you. You can use your TikTok ad spy tool to find active ads being used to promote products you're interested in, and spy on successful stores that are currently selling whatever product you choose, which is just an insane cheat code to be able to see a winning active store and see the ads they're using to promote the product that you're interested in. It's the ultimate service. Feel free to check them out using the link in the description. And now let's get on with the episode. It's not bad.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
I was 14, 15.
Especially,
Wow.
especially
really
at that
good.
age.
And like, I was super sick. I had spending money to go and do things with friends, right? And I thought, okay, like this is like the pinnacle of editing. And so I was working for these creators. I saw the money they were making. I had access to their analytics. And I was like, what I'm going to do now is learn from them, but like not by asking questions. So they'd give me revisions for videos, right? There's a reason they'd give me those revisions. Like there's things they want to change in the videos, and I would just try to pick up on these things, ask like little questions here and there on like what made a good video process. And because I was involved in like the back end team, I saw how the designers operated and like the strategist operated. So I just kind of started picking that up. And then I was like, time to start a Minecraft channel. Because I was really into playing Minecraft. Like that was my thing, Hypixel, right?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And so I went on Minecraft and I worked with this agency, you could say, where they took 50% of my channel, funded the whole operation, and they had a bigger creator with multiple million followers in the Minecraft niche who taught me everything. And so it was sort of a deal where they industry planted me as a face of the channel.
Really?
Gave me 50% of it, put up all the upfront cost, and just like I kind of just like benefited from it. I learned, I had no burn, and it was the best thing I could spend my time on because I was learning from people who had millions of followers in the same
Hold on, I've
niche.
never heard of this.
Yeah,
it's like a
MCN type format where like
well, I've heard of MCMs.
yeah,
I guess that technically is an
it's
MCM,
like
huh?
it is. So like there was a big creator at the
Okay.
top, multiple million followers.
He's kind of behind this,
Yeah, so it wasn't him. It was
MCN?
another guy above him who was behind it.
but I'm sure he had like a good stake.
Of course,
yeah.
of course. He did have a stake in our shows because he was the one sitting with us in calls, teaching me how to make thumbnails, because the whole thing was supposed to be the guy teaches us how to make videos, he funds it, and we end up running these channels and making him money, right? And so I got that channel to 20,000 subscribers in 3 months, long form video,
Sheesh.
which was pretty good because like I had no idea what I was doing, but I was just learning. I was literally consuming all the content and info I could, and I was like, okay, time to dip and do this potentially on my own.
Did they just let you go?
Yeah, they just let me go because after a certain while, like it was on me that I just wasn't putting enough work in because I was demotivated by the fact that I now knew all the info and was still giving 50%. And I guess that was the problem with their business model. Like they should have got me on a crazy contract, but
They didn't.
but they didn't. No, it was
I've
just
heard
like
crazy things about MCMs.
oh yeah,
where, like,
100%.
You get locked in.
But
you're
I
locked
was
in.
lucky. The guy, I still know him to this day. Very good friend of mine, and like he's like I'm proud of what you've accomplished, which is a super cool thing to see.
I don't know, bro.
right?
He's just waiting for you to blow up, and he's hitting you with a lawsuit.
oh, for
Nah,
sure.
I'm trolling.
50%.
Nah, but yeah, it was really cool, and I kind of had like a little limbo period after that. That was
Okay.
when I was still in the age of 15, and it was like I know how to make videos now, but like having to put up the upfront cost is pretty crazy.
What
right?
upfront cost?
Well, to make videos like hiring like designers and doing all, I didn't know how to do that.
Okay.
And I wanted a big thing I had for a while was like wanting to put the right people in the right places to do things for me. Like I didn't really want to be the one to like design my thumbnail, even though I probably should have learned that skill. And I do now. Back then I was like, I just want to hire a designer and do what I'm good at, which is editing a video. And so I didn't really have the upfront cost for that. And so I kept editing for a bit and was making a couple $1,000s a month, which was keeping like cool money coming in. And then an old client of mine, an old editing client of mine called Luke, reached out to me and was like, yo, I have an idea for this channel that we should start together. It's a shorts channel. And I was like, let's do it. And we started it and we got it to 1 million subscribers in 6 months. Which was pretty insane.
Hold on, are you okay with revealing what
Of
kind
course,
of content?
it's called Slam Dunk, and it's
Okay.
like celebrity drama, but only centered around Mr. Beast. It was like Mr. Beast first subscriber, Mr. Beast craziest challenge.
And this is on what platform?
YouTube
Okay.
Shorts. And so we did this for like 3 months. We got it to like a lot of subscribers. And then that's when Snapchat, so this was end of 2022 when we did that. And Snapchat came into fruition early 2023. So the first 3 months of YouTube, we were all in. And then the Snapchat like thing came around to us. And what's crazy is that for the first 3 months of 2023, we never touched the channel anymore because we were all in on Snapchat. But we got 600,000 subscribers in 3 months from not posting a single video, from our old videos just picking up, and we were making like $10,000 a month on that channel.
That's what I was gonna
touching it.
ask. How do you monetize like just shorts? Because you're not doing any long form,
Yeah,
right?
not at all. YouTube just has like a shorts fund where they pay like 6 to 10 cents per 1,000 views, which isn't bad because of how much you can scale shorts. So like we had months where we would get like 150 million views, and that would pay us like 6 to 10 grand or something like that.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. And like I said, for the last 3-4 months of the channel, we hadn't posted a video, but it still climbed to that million mark. And I ended up getting the plaque, right? Because of that,
Nice.
which was pretty cool. And then that was just my build up from being 12 to being 16 and finally getting into Snapchat.
So then you hear about Snapchat. How does that come around?
So a friend of mine who was an editor with me, one of his clients was doing it and was like, hey, let's partner on this. And they partnered, and I was seeing them like slowly do it. And I knew he was doing it before I had ever even thought about it. And I was like, okay, let's see how this does. Like, good luck, man. And he kept updating me. He'd be like, yo, made 10K this month. I'm like, what? Made 15K this month. And I was like, what? And then I was like, okay, tap me in, coach. Like,
Put me in, put me on.
Get me in, right? And so that's when me and my partner went all in to try to find like a way to get in. We got connected to an agent, and then we started just pumping there. And like, obviously, we would have still done well on Snapchat, but our thing was, let's just try to do what other people aren't doing. So we started posting every single day, which was something that was known as a myth. Like, don't post every day. You're not going to do well. And then we hit like, our first month on Snapchat was actually historically our best month of all time, which was pretty interesting. We kind of like made Snapchat realize like what they had here. And so they had to like reorganize it a bit. But yeah, like all of 2023.
That's crazy.
Like,
You're
absolutely.
impacting, like, there's these crazy executives of these publicly traded company they talking about probably your show. Like, oh, we got to switch this up.
Yeah, man, I'd assume so 100% because like we made a really big splash. No one was getting as many views as us, and we did that on our first month.
And is that your editing? You just know the formula?
No, it wasn't the formula because we also were figuring it out at the time. It was more about like trying things, throwing stuff at the wall, and then something stuck. But obviously we had an advantage because we'd done the YouTube channel. My client had done YouTube in the past. I'd edited. We knew what the creator economy looked like in general. We weren't going in blind. And so I can 100% say we had an advantage over someone who would have come in with no shot of how to do anything. That's obviously a benefit. But we also did go in blind to a new platform. It's not the same algorithm as YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. It's completely different.
Do you think you can still do something like this today? Or was that just kind of like a...
Yeah, and before we go into that, how do you even start this? Like, if I open Snapchat, can I just, is there a form to fill out or something? How do you...
Yeah, so technically they have a form on Google that you could fill out, but they haven't checked that in like 2 years. Like we didn't apply through that. The way we applied is by going through an agent who had a special connection to a rep at Snapchat, and that's how everyone usually goes in. But like I said, now you can still get a show if you're a creator and you're a front face of everything. But as someone who goes in faceless like we did, you can't really do that anymore. That's not the method, which is why like we were like, okay, like Snapchat isn't going to be something that's here for 3-4 years. They're moving away from this style of content. We have to readapt.
But let's say I have a great idea for a show, and I'm not me. I'm just like somebody off the street. I have a great idea for the show. I could theoretically pitch an agent, and if they like the idea, I could be in the program that you were in.
Yeah, but you have to be a creator doing that. You have to have a face to your show nowadays. You can't be someone with a voice over a mic and no face. So they want to prioritize creators. And like you previously mentioned before, the little thing with David Dobrik and stuff, that's only creators. You don't see any faceless stories, right? So they want to move that into the show section as well, which is why they want creators to go in as well. Because Snapchat's original plan with this was not to be a fully faceless like program, which is what made it easy for some people to get in when we started announcing it. It was for creators to come in and make like shows and episodes like YouTube, right? Yeah.
I'm sure there's still people that want to see the satisfying content. Does that still do pretty well?
I mean, it does pretty well if you've been on the platform since before they stopped allowing it. But the problem is with satisfying content is you probably have to pay a lot of money to the original owners of the content if you want this to be a 2-3 year long lasting business. So you can't really get away with doing this for multiple years without the person who content like really owns it probably comes at you, you know.
But what if you make your own satisfying content?
100%. Yeah. 100%. You probably can do that, but you'd have to in some way.
Boys, let's start making slime. Start making the slime, bro. We're getting the hydraulic
the
press.
factory ready.
Yeah, bro.
The hydraulic press in the warehouse would be crazy.
Why don't you come back with the personal brand? Like with the personal content?
What do you mean?
Like with your face on it?
I could 100% do that, but it's just the same as me posting a YouTube video. You know, I have to be there, film, record. I'm the bottleneck to my business. But with faceless content, no one's a bottleneck. In theory, you could hire out people to do it for you. Whereas as a creator, your face is the only thing stopping you from really going further. So, I mean, it's a never ending cycle if you were to do that on Snapchat as well.
Yeah, I heard you bring up the whole delegation thing multiple times already. Is that just because you don't like doing certain things, or is it because you're just a master delegator?
No, I honestly think, like, no ego here, but I think I'm really good at putting the right people in the right places to do things and leveraging. So one thing I heard Hormozy say is business is not a game of hard work, it's a game of hard leverage. So you put people in the right places to do things for you, and that's how you really get ahead. By definition, Jeff Bezos is the hardest working person, but I can almost guarantee he doesn't put in the most labor hours, right? He just leveraged the right people in the right places to put him where he's at now, which is what I think is a super important key factor. But what I said before about me not wanting to do thumbnails, that then was an immature decision of me. I think you should know every aspect of what your business does better than your employee, so that you can really be the one at the end of the day to put the fires out, if there are any, right?
Yeah, and you got to know how it works first before
100%.
you can even tell if this person that you hired is doing a good job.
Yeah,
So
which
you
is
have
like
to know the ins and outs.
the first month of our Snapchat business, it was only me and my partner doing everything. We didn't have an employee, but we were like, okay, I think it's smart for us to get an employee. We know every aspect of our business. Let's just get people in certain spots and slowly fill them out, so we can maybe turn this into something more serious than like a side hustle of us having to work 10-15 hours a day.
So during this process, did you try other platforms?
Whilst we were doing Snapchat, we were all in on Snapchat.
Okay.
So we did try a YouTube channel mid of 2023. It was a documentary faceless channel. We did get like 2 million views on our third video.
Sheesh.
Because like we intrinsically know how to go viral. Like that's a skill that you acquire if you just put the reps in. But the thing is, like, we were expensing 5 figures a month on that channel because our thing was quality over quantity. So we were spending like thousands of video to make like the best animations and everything. And we were going viral, but it was like, sure, do we spend 5 figures a month running a channel like this, or spend like a couple thousand a month making 6 figures on 3-minute videos?
Right.
So it was like, until the Snapchat thing dies out, why do we need to focus on anything else?
So this whole like thing I'm hearing about on Twitter of faceless YouTube channels, it's actually real?
100%. I have friends and I do it as well. Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people selling courses about it. I heard that a lot of that kind of scene is kind of scammy.
I mean, it can be 100%. I think that's in every scene, the like dropshipping, e-com. Like, there's always going to be the bad actors and everything, but the actual business model works.
It's possible.
Every business model works. You just literally need to go and do it. Put the hours in.
But
right?
nowadays, I think in the past they would advertise as like, oh, you build a little compilation channel and you're gonna bring in the AdSense revenue. But nowadays you can't do that, right?
I don't like to call it like YouTube automation. It's YouTube faceless, because you're not automating anything. You have to put in the work. It's just not your face at the front of it. So I personally have friends, like I can speak firsthand experience, 19, 18, 17-year-olds making $1 million a month on YouTube right now,
just off AdSense,
without showing their face, just off AdSense. And I can vouch for that right now. Like, I know people doing that.
That's insane. But
100%.
Are they more of like taking on a creator role, or they're delegating this?
So there are some people who take the creator role of being the faceless person behind it, but the kind of method that people have started to take is like hiring a voice actor, hiring an editor, but like looking over every role. So you still have to put in tons of hours of reviewing the videos, making the scripts. A lot of times you have to train the writers and everything, because it's not something where you just hire out a $5 guy off Fiverr, how these YouTube gurus usually advertise it. And there are good, like, you could call them gurus or people who teach, who tell you like, this isn't easy, you're going to put in time, but there's like a formula you can follow, which I'll help you with. But like, at the end of the day, I've never bought a course. Courses can help, but like, if you just kind of watch on YouTube and learn things about every industry, you can make it work all the time, dude. Courses can just be like an expedited version to getting there quicker.
But it's still viable today. 2024, you could do a faceless channel.
Untapped. Like, it's there for sure. Like, there's people doing it. There's people making an unworldly amount of money doing that.
Yeah, and when we say faceless, I think a lot of people's minds automatically goes to like some brain rot type content. But when I think about it, it's like I watch a lot of faceless content. Like I love video essays, like Wendover Productions and all those, half as interesting. But that's technically faceless. It's just they're making like documentary level faceless content. That's exactly what it is.
And the thing that I've realized, and like this might be some sauce here, but the way to go faceless is to do quality over quantity, in my opinion. So you see like the Wendover Productions. I don't know if you've heard the channel like Rebound, of like a basketball channel. There's like these channels that are faceless, but they have like $50,000 a month in burn because they're just making the best videos possible, making a lot of money from it. And like the method with faceless now is to make products out of your channel and make real brands out of this. So like people... Well, I was working on this previously where, like, for example, let's say you make a basketball channel.
Okay.
What stops you from making, like, basketball merchandise out of that channel?
Bro, but are people buying that? Because that's easy to say and it sounds good in concept, but, like, who's buying merch from a basketball channel?
You want to know something even crazy? You know why people are buying merch out of basketball channels?
Put me on.
Because the faceless guys are hiring people to be the face of the channel. Like, it goes deep. So, like, you can hire a guy to be the face of your faceless channel. And, like, it just goes layer after layer after layer. And, like, I know people who have products out of their channels without even hiring a guy out of it, making, like, good income. And the cool thing about making a brand out of something is you now have, like, exit value. You now have something that you're building that's not just an AdSense machine that YouTube could stop at any time.
Well, I think all faceless channels, technically, like, you could sell. That's an exitable business.
I'm in the process of acquiring a faceless channel right now for 6 figures. So, like, this is a thing that happens. There's markets for this. And so, like... this isn't like a taboo business anymore where like back in the day it would be like a $5 thing. It's turning into a real business where even companies are investing in people to run these faceless channels. And I think like even Mr. Beast talked about the fact that faceless channels are absolutely printing. He actually consulted for the basketball channel called Rebound that I previously mentioned because they're boys, and he took it from like $100,000 a month in AdSense to I think like $500,000 a month in AdSense. Insane. So like things are possible here, but like I said, it's not easy. Like this isn't an easy business model. It's just like you have to learn to have the eye for how to make a good video, and then slowly you're gonna start getting better at it, just like you would in drop shipping or any other business model.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I think when you think of faceless, it's like degen content, but it really is. It's more of like TV. It reminds 100%. Me of TV back in the day where you're pitching shows, you're creating shows, you're hiring people to run that show.
Yeah.
So
people are just, it's just a media company.
Yeah,
at this
and
point.
now that TV died out.
If you're putting a person in front of your faceless channel, you're running a media company.
Yeah, it's interesting. And like TV is literally slowly going further and further away. And the cool thing I've seen with friends of mine is like over 50% of their audiences usually now come from TV audiences. So you can see where like if they're watching from mobile like laptop, on YouTube, and most of the people watching these face channels are now from like their TV. So people aren't even watching TV anymore. They're watching YouTube, and faces channels just attract that. Because you can make super interesting videos like documentaries on history, or like you see like real life lore, or all these types of channels are like oversimplified.
Can you make money on movie recaps? Bro, I'm a movie recap fiend.
So like
I'll watch 5 a night sometimes.
I have friends who like run these, or
you actually put me on that.
Yeah. You don't have to watch movies anymore.
Yeah. It's like I feel like we got to explain what they are because people might not know them, but it's like people take this 2-hour-long movie, they'll condense it into 10 minutes. And you can get like 90% of the movie. You don't get like the cinema and the art and the dialogue behind it and the craft, but you get the idea of the story.
I know people running those channels, probably some that you've watched yourself, making a lot of money. Like there's crime channels where people do body cam, like, you know, there's police body cam videos.
And that's monetizable?
That's all monetizable because you're transforming the content. Like you're adding the voiceovers in between, you're adding the text over. Also, a lot of the times, like you're buying the content from people to use. It's not like this like quick cash grab business. Like you're actually like turning into something where you're paying people to use their content, but it still faces at the end of the day. But the
movie thing, you are kind of you in a sense. I'm sure it takes a lot of work to summarize it and edit it, but you are kind of taking that actual movie.
Of course, but if you think about it, it's transformative because if you were to just post a 2-3 hour movie there, then obviously you're stealing the IP. But if someone were to review a movie and say, I like this part, and this happened here, and this happened there, and add voiceovers, text, subtitles, music, the audience or the viewer is getting exactly what they wanted out. You're not stealing the millions of dollars of graphics that went into the movie. You're not reposting it, and you're not trying to make a movie. You're trying to make a 10-15 minute video. You're not here to build like a like a $50 million budget movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I hope they don't get taken down because I love them. But
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean,
it is kind of like you're taking this $300 million product and you're benefiting off of it.
I
But
mean, you could
I
say
see
that,
your point because you are putting in a ton of work, to
but
be
doesn't
fair.
isn't that applicable to like any case? You know what I mean? People who review anything, people review cars. Like, why are you stealing a $150,000 car and showing it to us? Like,
Nah,
like,
it's different, bro.
okay,
That's
maybe. But what I'm trying to
Because Vlad watched the video and now he's not
I'm
going to the theater to
100%.
watch it.
Yeah.
well,
So it's like,
but also if you think about it, like people's time and attention spans are getting a lot lower. Like people like you're watching movie recaps because you can't sit through a 2-3 hour movie. Right?
I just feel like I'm saving a lot of time. Like I want to watch this movie instead. I'll watch this 10-minute
and
recap.
I mean maybe people who make those movies might be annoyed by the fact that people are stealing it, but if there aren't any issues with YouTube and they haven't been struck down and you're obviously still watching the content, then I think that's pretty much standing on YouTube. Obviously within niches. So for example, people who run like these crime channels, some of them will get taken down, right? There's always going to be these little like people who get like upset and will take your channels down. But the entire niche as a whole, like movie recaps, I'm sure there's been channels in that niche who've gotten taken down. But you just have to be transformative enough, and there's rules you can play by on YouTube to make it so you don't get flagged or they don't really pay attention to you so that like you don't get taken down.
What's crazy is you said people are making money off of body cam footage. So they're just getting like this free body cam footage and YouTube is allowing monetization on that?
No, so the way it usually works is you can source body cam footage from the actual police station. So you can request it from them, and that's not IP'd by anyone. The government owns that footage and it's free use for anyone. Like, who can actually take body cam footage from you? Like, Disney doesn't own the body cam footage.
Right.
And so, like, people will actually go to the police stations and email them, be like, hey, I want to source this incident and use it for my video. Or sometimes, if it's, like, high-profile cases, you'll pay, like, $1,000 for the actual body cam. And if you're the first one to put that out on YouTube, you're making bank.
But the whole thing that I'm shocked at is that YouTube is allowing monetization on this stuff because they used to be really strict. Did they like stop
when
being
I say
as
the
strict?
body cam footage, I don't just mean they're reposting the entire thing. I mean like, here are the 5 craziest Karen freakouts, and then they put like the first one, and then something happens with the cop, and they pause the video and like, this cop did this, blah blah. So like they're just reposting the video. Have you ever seen like these police audit channels where like they'll see if the cop was in the wrong? So there's these channels where like they'll see if the cop was in the wrong by the way they acted with the civilian, and that's technically whatever stolen body cam footage, but they're auditing the entire situation, adding their input, reading the law whilst they're watching the video. That's fully transformative. You're literally adding a completely new variable to the event that you wouldn't have had if you just watched the content raw.
Yeah, there's a lawyer guy too that does that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is this legal or not?
100%. Like he reacts to rappers' music videos as well. Like that stuff like that happens all the time. And like I said, YouTube will take down some, but they're allowed because people have learned how to play by the rules in order to be fair to the people whose IP it is and to YouTube as well. Like this isn't a game of sneaking around and trying to steal content. Like if someone messages me telling me, hey, I want you to change this, I'll change it. Like everyone wants to make money, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense, especially the creator stuff. I actually have an interesting story where my mom called me recently and she was like, yo, I saw Nonchalant podcast clips being posted. You got to take this down. And I had to explain like how now like it's shifted. Back in the day, you would want those clips taken down. But nowadays, it's like, please take our clips. Please clip them up and create channels.
Yeah, Mr. B said that on a podcast, like, please take my content, repost it. Because one of his friends had called him and said, yo, I want to track these guys down. That's happened with me. Like on past videos I've been on, they've reposted my clips, gotten millions of views. And that just brings more brand recognition to you. There's literally zero downside because you wouldn't have gone and taken the time to do that. They did it for free. So you should be like, blessed.
Thanking them.
Like,
yeah,
you know
it's a great thing. And but it's interesting because back in the day it wasn't like that.
And like with TikTok, they're paying $1 per 1,000 views now. So
the creativity program.
People are incentivized to repost those videos of you. And like, yeah, that's a whole other market right there.
Do you recommend that that's how people get into something like this? Probably with the TikTok creativity program?
I do 100%. Like,
can you explain it a little bit?
Yeah,
too?
so the TikTok creativity program is something where if you post a video over 1 minute long, you'll get paid anywhere from like 70 cents to $2 per 1,000 views that you receive, which is pretty good money for a TikTok because of how viral they can go. And I think the requirements are 10,000 followers and 100,000 views.
So hold on, how much would you be getting paid for like 1 million views on TikTok? If it's over $1,000?
$1,000, yeah. And so like now you're seeing these creators like expand their videos out to over a minute, and that's TikTok's way of trying to tap into long form, right? And slowly get longer. So I'm sure they're gonna add down the line like $5 per 1,000 views if it's like over 5 minutes, right? And so like, Yeah, that's a really good business model. I think people who like want to make short form videos, saw what I did on Snapchat and want to have the possibility of making some insane money, they do that. So I have a friend, Musa, who's like kind of the pioneer of doing all of that. And like he's been making like $50,000 to $100,000 a month just doing that.
Off the creativity
running
program.
multiple pages, clipping streamers or like reposting things. And like it's a super cool way of making money. And it's kind of low effort because it's a TikTok at the end of the day, right? And it's like obviously the 1080, 1920 resolution. But
and it's also
cool.
super low risk. Like there's no upfront money other than your time.
Yeah, if you just want to put the time to learn how to edit and stuff, then you can 100% do that. And I actually like built a tool that... Yo.
Sorry, bro, it's been flying around.
I thought that was like a leaf or something.
But W-what?
Bro, I've been looking at it flying around you. I don't know if it's picked up on the cameras.
I was just looking for a good moment to.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to beware around you, man.
But creativity, how do you like, what's step one? Somebody wants to get into this right now. Like, what should they be learning about? What are like, where do you look for resources? How do you find out more information about this?
So I don't want this to be a self-promo like at all, but like I have a software called Creo where it's like a generative video AI editing tool. And what we did is we wanted to cater it for TikTok. So you know how people post like those Subway Surfers or like GTA gameplays? So we have a library of like 10, 20,000 of these clips in our video. And then we also have like an auto-generative tool where you're like input your script, it makes the edit for you and you post it. And so like there's things like that I'm making along with like the other founders I'm with where we're making it easier for people to make videos like this. And the way to start is just to get into these communities. So there's like people who run these Discord servers with hundreds of thousands of people, like Moose, who I previously mentioned. And it's just people asking each other info like, oh, what's the new trend here? Like, what's going on today? Like, is there things that I should focus on, tap into? And like, the trends change all the time, like there is for every single meta. And you just need to be able to kind of attack that. And the cool thing about TikTok is you have the For You page, right? So whatever trend really pops up is going to pop up on your For You page because it's like advertising it to everyone on the platform. So like what I've seen as just a viewer bystander is whenever I see a new trend pop up, I see it on my For You page. And that's a good indicator that maybe I should start getting into something like that.
How do you even find these communities? Like, where do you look for these Discords? Because Discord is private, right? So you have to find it somewhere.
There's people making content on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube about how to do the TikTok stuff. Like there is anyone. It's just teaching you a business model. And so from those, you get into those communities. And like most of the time they're freeze. And then obviously there's probably paywalls behind the other ones. But like that's how you foster a community of people who do any business model. You join maybe an area on Twitter or like a theme page on Instagram who promotes it or something like that. And you start meeting people in a similar space. But obviously you see accounts on TikTok all the time. You can actually message TikTok accounts. So you can like connect with people like that, which is pretty cool.
That's crazy. You're doing all this like online networking essentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how networking is done these days. I mean, most of the cool people I've met have initially been from online and then obviously we moved to meeting each other in real life. But everyone's online. All the kids are online trying to make it with money, whatever. And so that's how you kind of foster these friendships in a way.
Yeah, Discord's definitely like a younger thing.
Yeah, I think it is, but not. I mean, it's kind of starting to hit like older audiences. I mean, all of crypto works on Discord. Like NFTs, all of that is just on Discord. Even older people are starting to get on because it's starting to become a community for like health as well in different areas of like life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now? We talked a lot about Snapchat and all these things, but what are you actively doing now?
So right now I'm all in on the software company that I just talked to you about.
Okay.
Because there was just like a way to like TikTok is a relatively newer method of making money, and the tool isn't just to tap into TikTok, it's to tap into short form in general. So one thing I realized is like, damn, editing has been the same for many, many years now. People go in, input, and they learn how to edit from scratch. But what if there was ways like using AI, because obviously AI is getting much, much better. Why don't we take advantage of it to make people's lives easier so that they can make content quicker? So our tool isn't only for like TikTok, it's also for like YouTube, Instagram. So there's like kids now using our tool and like hitting that creativity program threshold or making a couple $1,000s, but it's so that you can just make content quicker.
So
like,
essentially, just to summarize in one sentence, it's an AI editing tool that makes it easier to edit short form content.
Exactly.
And so how did you like develop that? How'd you get the idea?
Yeah, so a friend of mine called Musa is like, you could say, the peak of that industry, right?
Okay.
And he was just promoting like CapCut all the time. Like CapCut is the tool to use. It's on your phone. It's easy. And the thing that I see a lot with creators is that they'll promote other things, but they'll never make an in-house to really make 10, 100 billion dollar tools, right? And so why can't Musa leverage himself and his audience to make something that crazy? And so Musa, myself, Arab, who's another founder who at 19 had like a $10 million exit offer for his software company.
Wow.
And then a developer friend, Alim, we partnered together, Infinity Squad, and we were like, let's make the best tool in the space. And so we spent like 3-4 months developing this, like with no talking about it to anyone else, just underground, and we launched it like at the beginning of February, and it's been crushing.
It's crushing. Can you spill some revenue?
Yeah, we're at like over $100,000 a month now in 3 weeks, which is pretty cool. And obviously with Creo, or not with Creo, with software company multipliers, you're looking at 5 to 10x's. So maybe
it's like a $5-10 million company.
It's my ticket to Turks and Caicos, you know.
Bro. I mean, you're already almost there. You're in Cyprus. It's already an island. You actually flew in here from Cyprus, 100%. Which is insane.
Had to do it for Treasy and Max and TeeJay.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Yes,
but yeah, it's super cool. I think that was the next step, like for myself, to build something that was meaningful that I can focus on for like many years to come. Because if I were to sit back and make content all day, every day, I'm always controlled by the platforms. But what if I were to build something that like I can look back on in 5 years and be like, I really built a company. I changed people's lives. Like people are using this tool now like they use Premiere Pro. Like that's something super cool that I like to think of when I'm building something like this. And I'm not the one building it. Arab and Alim, who are the two developers, are the ones building it. But me and Musa are the ones who do like the front end. So I went really back into my personal brand.
Yeah, I've seen that. You've been firing it on YouTube.
Yeah, we're doing
is that specifically you're going on YouTube to promote the software?
No, so I want to be the biggest in the finance. I will be. I'm not gonna be. I will be the biggest in the finance.
Iman Ghazi's not gonna like that one.
It's fine, bro. It's fine.
Graham Stephan's not gonna like that.
I'm so confident I will be. I'm just like, I'm trying to lift the bar with the type of videos I make, and I think I'm doing that.
I believe it, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're 16 right now.
Yeah.
You're like 10 years behind some of the biggest people.
I think that's
you have
my
10
edge.
years, to catch up.
That's my edge. That's like the fact that I relate to the kids who wanted to make money. And one thing that I want to stress is like, I fell into the trap where everything was about money for so long, and I was still 15, 16 years old, right? But like, I want to enjoy life as a kid as well. So like when I make these finance videos, I don't tell people to put your whole life into making money and like cut off. Like, you should really enjoy like your time as a kid. Like I'm still a kid, right? So I'm maybe talking from an immature standpoint, but I don't want to have my whole life revolve around money. I don't want to have everyone I have around me revolve around money. I just want to be with my homeboys, having fun, like
there you go.
Not really thinking about everything all the time. And like I've started to build that balance as well in my life, but that's also why I built the brand, because these people who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s making these finance videos, they can tell anything they want to a teenager, right? But if you're a teenager doing this like me, like I know what it's like to be a kid and like maybe not be able to talk to your friends for a long time, or people think of you as less because you're younger than them. And so that's why I wanted to do a brand like this. And that's why I thought I'd have an edge over the competition, because I relate to kids that are younger.
Yeah, that's very wise. That's actually something I was gonna ask you. Do you feel like you're missing out on a childhood? But it doesn't seem like it. It seems like you're trying to balance it out, right?
100%. At the beginning, 100% I was missing out. Like it was bad. I wouldn't talk to my friends for 3-4 months on end. And you know, I was motivated by these TikToks of people telling me to cut everyone off and stuff. But like,
yes, sir.
But like,
you were in monk mode, huh?
100%, bro. No water, no food, no talking to parents. But like after a while, I realized like I'm gonna look.
It's whatever.
I think it's like behind the mic, anyways.
Yeah, bro. Ain't nobody watching this far into it. No, you were saying.
I said just after a while, I realized that like I'm going to look back at this when I'm 25, 30 and be like, I wish I took advantage of my teenage years more, because you only have them once. You only have your 20s, 30s once. So why not just make the most of it?
And dude, it's so much more sustainable if you're actually enjoying it. Like you're not going to get burnt out as quick.
And I got like, so yesterday I was like with a billionaire, funnily enough, at dinner, and he told me, and I was like,
bro, how are you with a billionaire? Hold on, pause.
Through one of the founders at Creo. He's in like the San Francisco area with all these crazy founders who build these companies. And I've started to get connected with these people, which is super cool. And like I asked him questions because I wanted to pick his brain. I'm like, how do you handle the really high highs and the really low lows? How do I have that medium standpoint? And he said, the way I think of it is, at the end of the day, if you make money doing what you love, you win. If you don't make money doing what you love, you win. You're doing what you love. And so it's really interesting to think about, because there's people making some money doing what they hate and their life has no purpose. But at the end of the day, if I'm making money or not, doing what I actually love to do every single day, putting in the time, and I'm just so like gratified by it, there's nothing else I could ask for, because it's such a rare thing to be able to do. I'm so privileged to be able to do what I love. Like, no one gets to do that. The whole world like is working these minimum wage jobs, and I'm so happy that I was one of the few that was able to like really have like, I guess you could say, like the chance to be able to step out of that and really enjoy what I do every day.
Why do you think that is? Do you think you got lucky?
I think I was surrounded by people who motivated me to do that.
Okay. Like what's the difference between you and like a normal teenager who's not succeeding?
I think a normal teenager is a normal teenager, and you don't need to succeed if you're a teenager. You should just have fun. But I didn't want to be a normal teenager. I don't know why. When I was younger, I actually have a screenshot of like my yearbook at literally 9 years old saying I want a Lambo and I want to be a YouTuber. And like the way I thought of it, it's really weird saying this, but the way I thought of it, like at that age, I said, I know I'm going to be rich. I don't know what I'm really going to do, but I feel it inside me that something's going to happen. And I caught up with that this year, right? Even though I'd been pretty much like dilly-dallying for the past 4 or 5 years. And now I'm at the stage where I'm like, I feel like I'm going to be worth $100 million. I know I'm worth $100 million. I just need to catch up to myself. Like, I'm talking to people now who are impressed by me because of what I've done. I'm the exact same person I was 2 years ago, but you would have never talked to me because I hadn't accomplished it yet.
Right, but how did you learn to think this way? Was it like your parents? Is it the content you watched? Where does this stem from?
I think my parents were very like entrepreneurial driven as well, which is like, I guess you could say the way that my brain was programmed because I grew up with them. But I also was just very, like, I would consume a lot of business content. And maybe that was just because it popped up on my For You page one day. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching you since maybe like 2019.
Sheesh.
Like really early on. Like, since I was like, before I had the teen at the end of my, like, I was 12, bro.
You weren't even a teen.
Yeah,
That's
I wasn't
crazy.
even a teen yet. It was a bit crazy. I don't know. It just like started, the ball started rolling there. And I started watching just these finance YouTubers. And half the time I had no idea Graham's talking about like house crashes. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Like the house market is crashing this year. But like, it was just interesting. I loved consuming this. And even before I had money, I would talk about business with my friends. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Shut up. Like, but it was just really interesting. And I don't know what it is, but I could never see myself working a job for someone. Like, the way I think of it now is it's literally between food stamps and a Lambo. Like, there is no in between.
You get freedom either way.
I do, because
in a sense, that's the whole thing that Tate's been saying.
Yeah.
Really?
Or like there's only two freedoms: if you really make it, or if you're like a bum on the beach, you don't have to care about anything.
But it's just one of those things where I don't know. I don't think I'm programmed in that way, and maybe that's talking from a place of privilege or something. But at the moment, I don't think I could, and I'm lucky enough to the point now in my life, if everything were to go to zero, I have people around me where I could bounce back, get a 6-figure job at a tech company to consult or something like that. And so I know I'll be fine as long as I just keep my head down, don't like foster over the high highs and the low lows, and just keep that median going always.
And you said your parents are entrepreneurial. What do they do?
Yeah, so like my parents did e-com actually, like on Etsy
Bro,
and stuff
what?
like that.
Dropshipping?
No, I think they had like warehouses in America and stuff.
Okay.
Like little, like they'd sell. So like when Fortnite was popping, they bought like hella Fortnite socks and then just sold them. So they did.
Bro, that's
Yo,
so crazy that
I probably bought one of those.
It's so crazy that you can say something like that and it's kind of normal. Oh yeah, my parents make money online.
That's interesting because like your kids would be able to say that about
my dad's
you.
a dropshipper.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, my dad
cool.
My dad makes clips.
My dad posts Subway Surfer videos. He bought me this Lambo.
I know it's kind of a sin to admit this in the entrepreneur space, but your parents, are they slightly wealthy? Because I also saw the crib in the videos, bro. That's a nice. Cyprus isn't like a very cheap country.
I will never say that I come from my family is well off. But the thing I can say about myself is I'm so happy to the point where I was instilled with that mindset from when I was young. And like, obviously the people who come from nothing are respected more because they had to really get out there. But I never took like like I bought my own PC by like working for things and to do that. And so I think I'm proud of myself to the point where I didn't just ask my parents for $10,000 to start a YouTube channel or something like that. I really was just working for a ton of time. I made my own money with editing videos for a ton of time.
And bro, your come up story is so crazy that I don't think anybody watching this is thinking like, oh yeah, his parents put him on Snapchat. You know? Like,
They tapped me in.
Yeah, they put him on Snapchat shows.
Yeah,
the dad's the agent, the Snapchat agent.
No, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I come from a very good family. I can't be more blessed because of that. But that was just circumstances I was dealt with, and I'm so happy that I could do that. But I also respect the people who came from nothing because they had to work through so much more than I could even fathom in my mind to get to where they're at.
You can still claim self-made easily.
100%.
You're
Self-made?
Yeah.
But yeah.
How, I mean, what's your parents' reaction to all this? I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but
I mean, they thought it was really crazy because I'd always told them I'm gonna make money, and thought, oh, it's just my kid saying that, like whatever, he's working on the internet playing Minecraft. And the day I actually did was really surreal, especially to my mom. My dad's like more nonchalant
there
about
you go.
everything.
Get him on the pod. Get him on the pod.
But my mom is really like, she has very high energy about things, right? So she was really like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, you did it, like what? And it was insane. It was like, it's something like I dreamt of it or something, and it was there in front of me when it was happening, when she first saw that revenue screen, and it was super cool. And nowadays, like, they're just like, oh, how are you doing this month? How's business? I'm like, yeah, doing good.
Yeah,
like,
just
cooking.
made 100 bands. Slow month.
like we're doing well. We're cooking, and they're like, cool, like that's great, but they don't want me to move out the house, which obviously I understand. But
yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Man, that's awesome. I'm sure they're super proud, dude. That's so
100%,
crazy.
100%. It's cool. It's really cool.
What are you actually spending your money on, though?
Honestly,
like, are you investing?
Like, I might have bought a Rolly, but
Hey, I mean, honestly, I don't even blame you.
it was literally, it was a one-time payment, or one-time payment. It was a one-time payment, but
you
it was
didn't
a
get it
one-time.
on Afterpay?
Yeah, yeah. It was a one-time purchase of just something that I had like foreseen as something that would be really cool to have. But I'm really good with my money in the sense that it's all invested. Like, I don't really buy things. I don't really do any of that. I write off most of the things like plane tickets that I come and travel with. And so like I just invest in like stocks, crypto, all this type of stuff.
No big body Beamer?
No big
Now that
body
you can
Beamer.
drive.
Yeah,
I
you're
can't drive.
16.
So in Cyprus, the age of driving is 18.
Oh,
Big body Beamer when you turn 18?
I don't know. I want to get a fast car, but everyone's saying like I would perish if I got a fast car. So it's like, I don't know, you know?
I would have gone G-Wagon with it.
What kind of Rolly?
A GMT. So like it was like a rose gold root beer.
You're not wearing it, bro?
I'm wearing my Apple Watch right
Bro,
now.
you acting humble. You in the Bay Area, you had to go tech with it. Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
So what are you investing in? Like, actually, you said crypto.
Nvidia got
stocks?
me going crazy.
Yeah, there you go. You're eating off that? Same.
We're eating off
We're
Nvidia.
What'd you buy it at?
Solana. Oh
Uh-huh.
my god, Solana's great. Ethereum. It's like the general. Wait, what?
Can't hear TeeJay from there.
Bro.
He was asking
Come
when
on,
you bought it.
What'd you buy?
I said,
I bought it with Jordan Welch.
what'd you buy Nvidia at? Because I seen it went crazy.
Probably like 400,
400.
What's it at right now?
like 700.
It's not bad.
No.
Not bad.
It's at 800, I thought.
Oh, nice.
790.
Nice.
Are you in any of the like sussy crypto group chats? Like, do you have any insider info on that? Because I know, bro, they're pumping and dumping.
I'm not in any of that stuff, but one of my best friends is a day trader crypto.
Okay.
He just made $500,000 yesterday.
Off what?
Off an
Bitcoin?
airdrop from Portal. This Portal coin. I made 10 bands off that drop yesterday. I'm so happy. But like, he tells me like all the things about what he thinks is going to happen with the market and stuff. And so I just take advice from him. I listen to him. Everything crypto, I blindly listen. And then I also like learn a bit, obviously.
Bro, my dream is to interview a day trader who doesn't have a personal brand. Because then you know, like, they have nothing to gain.
Bro, he tells me all the time, like, bro, I'm so happy we're not in business together, so we can just tell each other everything about like what goes on in our industries.
How old is he?
He just turned 20.
Wow.
Yeah. I love that guy, bro. He's has his head very straight on. He's been with the same girl for 5 years, gonna marry her. Like, I love how he operates his life. Very private, very behind the scenes, and just makes money. Right?
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good conversation to have. But like, why would they come on? You know,
There's
gain
no
nothing,
benefit
yeah.
because they make a personal brand, get 100K subs. What's gonna happen to their trading, right? I mean, like, that just brings more eyes on their ENSs, so people copy their trades, or like, there's no benefit to that. But
if you want to do us a favor, hit the email.
So But what does that say about all the day traders who are on social media?
I think there's legit ones, but those ones start like things like trading firms and stuff like that to really make a lot of money. But like there's private people and public people in every area, right? Like successful dropshippers who don't like to show their faces, and successful dropshippers who do share their faces, right? So it's like you can't really blame someone for wanting to do a personal brand. The thing I would say is I don't like people who do personal brands on business when they don't run a real business. So like that was a big thing for me is like Snapchat is not good enough for me to run a personal brand behind. I want to do something that's really like sustainable for people to respect me, because like people will make fun of me if like one day Snapchat bans everything, or, you know, because I'm controlled by the platform. So that's why I was like really into software and things like that. And like, I think software is the biggest play, bro. Like if instead of promoting other companies and stuff, make your own software.
Okay, hear me out. If TikTok takes away the creativity program, is there still use for Creo?
100%. Instagram, YouTube Shorts, all that stuff. So
let's say you can't make money off short form.
You don't need to make money off AdSense. Instagram, you can affiliate. There's these like business theme pages now. So these real business theme pages where they're like affiliating to like these courses and everything. So I actually run our Creo Instagram page. I've gotten us like 20 million views in our first 2 weeks.
Sheesh.
Like 40,000 followers. And like that's funneled into Creo like crazy. And I'm not making money from Instagram directly.
What's your secret? How are you doing? We're trying to up our numbers on the short form for nonchalant. Like what are some, like, can you throw some out that's some sauce?
Well, I mean, you guys, the thing with you guys is you're literally just reclipping your clips.
But some of our editors are actually going in, like moving stuff from one section to the other.
Yeah, so you obviously have to make, this is basic, but your hook needs to be the craziest part. And I mean, that's just how you want to portray yourself. There's people who portray themselves badly on purpose to get more eyes on themselves. And the plain blank truth of like social media is like, if you're a really good person and you just say like things that everyone always hears, like you're not gonna get that many views, right?
We have to get radical. Say something crazy. Yo, say something crazy.
They always try to get me like that.
No, I could see you saying something like
females can't.
No. Give us some hooks, bro. Give us some hooks. I'm 15 and I'm 8.
No, but yeah, bro. I mean, I think it's one of those things where you're just gonna get so many eyes on you that eventually you're gonna go viral by just everyone just knows that you see this clip. Like Impulsive doesn't really have the biggest clipping team.
Yeah, I don't really see clips of them now.
And the reason is one, because they bring crazy guests that attract the views anyways. But a big thing that I seen Impulsive do that you guys should tap into is like they have a long form second channel where they'll like title and thumbnail a really good portion of the pod, like a 8-minute portion, and make that a video. And so like that's hitting a whole other audience because people are watching these 8-10 minute videos, and that's like tapping into that's like literally funneling into your podcast.
Yeah, we actually started doing that.
Okay, that's
and I think it's a good idea because I don't think I've ever like watched a piece of short form like vertical and went and listened to the podcast, but I've watched like long form clips. I think it converts a lot better.
That's why it's cool. Like your pod, I think just keep that clipping thing going because clipping is overpowered. And you have that like brand factor where people know who Biaheza is, and people are going to start knowing Max and TeeJay. So when you start seeing these faces on when you start seeing
that's the scroll stopper.
That's going to be your scroll stopper. Like you see Andrew Tate now on TikTok, like what is he going to tell me this time? You know what I mean? Originally it was really radical, but you have that brand. Andrew Tate didn't have that brand, and he had to build it through radicalization.
Say something crazy.
You have the brand, and so that's why your first pod got so many views. It was literally just Biaheza and the boys, right? Like it wasn't anything crazy. So also, one thing specifically about you is no one really knows you, bro. Like you're very mysterious, kind of. You post your videos and you don't post on Twitter, you don't post on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
People really like seeing the little nuggets you give about your personal life on the podcast, and so I think that would relate really well into short form content.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
TeeJay, you taking notes? Where's the notepad, brother?
Brother, I got the notepad right here.
In the Neuralink?
Yeah. So you dropped out of high school at 15?
16 is when I dropped out. So
tell us more about it, bro.
The reason I dropped out of high school is because I firmly believe that I don't need it. Like I still hang out with my friends every day from high school. I still go out with them, go on runs with them. I see them every day. So it's not the social aspect to me. It's just the aspect of me having to sit 6 hours a day in a classroom and literally know nothing. Like I know the basics of everything. I'd actually say I'm pretty advanced in the sense of like I'm good at math. I'm good at these things because I was just generally a bit more like cohesive when I was learning things. And so I don't see a benefit for high school. A lot of people say high school is good because you're connected with people. I have that. Like, it's not like I stay in my room alone anymore and like don't talk to anyone and like never come out. So I think high school had no upside for me because I can do things like this where travel to do podcasts or like go see founders or go meet people and kind of just get ahead as much as I can. So
yeah, honestly, benefit. I probably would never like say, oh, go drop out of high school to anybody.
Yeah.
But like for you, if you're already making hundreds of thousands a month, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And like also like I said before, the big part is the social aspect. Like you don't want to be a guy who isn't talking to anybody but making a lot of money.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that part for me is sorted. Like I have my friends from my hometown who knew me before I did anything, so it's not like I cut them off or anything. Like
did that relationship change?
Not really. I think they like make more fun of me now. but yeah, it's great. It's good to have people that literally put you back to where you started. I was talking to TeeJay about this a bit before, but a lot of entrepreneurs around them only have business friendships. And like I really prioritize having friendships that have nothing to do with money, business, success, just your boys who you can have deep conversations with and have fun with, you know?
How do you relate? Like, let's say your boy is not...
Because I'm a kid. Like, I'm a kid at the end of the day. We're all into the same thing. Sports, girls, like just having fun, like fooling around, like doing some illegal stuff. TeeJay.
What about the girls, bro?
Boys. No, but like, yeah, like we're just, it's not like my like the things I like change because I made money. Like, money's just something that, like, whoa, some extra numbers in my bank account. Like, it's not that deep, you know what I mean? It's nothing crazy.
You're very level-headed when it comes to thinking about all of this.
I appreciate that. I mean, I try to be like, there was a period where I was a douchebag for sure. When I first got the money, I was like I made it, like I'm better than everyone. But I realized, dude, if I'm like this when I meet people, like, my gosh, I'm never really going to get anywhere. And that wasn't me. I was trying to play a persona of being, because I saw the Andrew Tates and all these people. And I was like, oh, everyone loves him. He's acting like this. I have money now. Let me act like this. But I think like who I am now is what I'm showing you guys. And it's like how I want to be.
I hope you stay like that, man. Because I feel like if I had, let's say, a little brother was your age and he made a ton of money, I'd be worried that it would like ruin him.
I think the cool thing about me is that it did for a bit and then I snapped out of it. And I think it's harder to snap out of it. So I've done that thing now where I did. So I think now I'm at a good spot. And then, like I said, keeping people around me that can keep me level-headed and not turn into kind of like an idiot who thinks he's better than everyone. And I'll be fine in the long run, I think.
No, you have really good takes. You said the first one you mentioned, it was like, oh, I hope this doesn't come off as immature. Yeah. Well, like, nothing you're saying is immature.
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to build something that's bigger than me. I think there's ego in memory. So, like, Kanye said this, where, like, you don't know who built the sidewalk, right? Such a big invention that, like, it's used by everyone and no one knows who did it. I think I want to do something like that, where, like, I don't want anyone to kind of know me, but I built something that everyone uses. And I think that's what Correo could be, because that's like, it's like something that everyone wants to use and we're slowly tapping in. So yeah.
What are your goals with the personal brand?
Like I said, want to be the biggest in the finance space. And
we already thought, yeah.
Wait, I don't want to sell a course. That's my thing. Like, I don't want to sell a course for a very long time. I think there's something poetic about being the biggest and like having nothing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, well, hold on. Why not? What are your qualms?
There's no qualms about like quality of thinking. People think I'm a scammer. I might do it like 3-4 years after I start, even when I'm already big. But it's just like, I feel like there's, even if the course is amazing and people like think this guy's not scamming anything, there's always this like subconscious thing because of how many scammers there are. You're actually the only person I think I've seen that no one thinks twice that you have a course. It's really interesting. And maybe it's just because of the type of content you made, where you came down to the viewer's level on every video, started a challenge. But
I think it's in the marketing. There's very different ways you can market the course. And like, some people are super pushy. They'll like hire huge sales teams that will like pressure people into buying. So
the closers, the setters.
I mean, I'm not like digging on them. Maybe it makes sense,
of course. But I get what you're saying. Like, but I'm pretty sure, like, I know a lot of people who sell courses. They're great people, and I think their courses actually do help people. But there's always these outsider preconceived notions of there's something here. Why is he selling a course if he could just do the business model on his own? At the end of the day, people want to make more money. So if I can help people and make a course for them that's actually good, then everyone's kind of benefiting. But Yeah, you're one of the
Yeah,
only
and
people.
that's the thing. I also was, when I first got into YouTube, I was like, I'm anti-course. I'm never dropping a course. But then people are genuinely like commenting, yo, drop a course. I'm trying to, like, they're asking for the course.
And if you're helping them and like people actually see like things, feedback, then there's no net negative at all. Literally at all. Because if you're not, and I think also as a religious person, I know you're religious, like you don't have that bone in your head of wanting to scam people or like wanting to take advantage of people. I also believe in God. I don't want to do that to people. And so like that's why if I were to build something down the line, like I know I said this now that I would never build a course, and you said the same thing.
Yeah.
What happens to my head in 3 years, I don't know. But like I know if I do, I will try like my best from what I know how to make sure everyone's really satisfied, because I wouldn't feel right sleeping at night knowing someone spent their hard-earned money and like it was just another disappointing experience.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a right way to do it 100%. And a wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of benefit in online education. I don't think anybody can really argue that. I mean, a lot of these universities have online classes, you know, I think it's getting more and more accepted. Yeah. I feel like you drop a course in 2018, it was a little like,
What do you think about university? I know you were good on it with him, but then you kind of changed your point.
I think you got to go to Hustlers University, bro. That's the only way.
Affiliate link in the bio.
I think end of the day, if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's something you can do. And if you haven't made money yet, right? Yeah. You're just starting from scratch. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you can try that out without dropping out of school, right? Yeah. And then once you're making money, like I have no qualm with you dropping out of school. Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yo,
but if you got nothing going on, and you're just claiming I'm an entrepreneur, I think that's wrong. You know, I think you should try and go get a job somewhere, get some motion somewhere.
I think there's also like a thing that people are starting to be like, drop out of college, drop out of high school. And they're saying this to people who don't have anything going for them. It's just like, do it.
Yeah. And just scroll TikTok all day. Like, what are you?
I think people have actually been affected by that.
You think so?
I'm sure there's thousands of people that have listened to these influencers and have dropped out to build a business when they had no real stability backed behind them. I know now that if everything goes like to zero, like I told you, I will have a 6-figure job. I will be able to build back up just because of how much effort I've put into knowing people and building cool things. So don't drop out of college or high school if you don't have anything that like you'll be set for.
See, but takes like this aren't going viral.
It's
like, we gotta get
drop
crazy.
Out of high school, have nothing going for you. Join Hustlers University.
Drop out of middle school, matter of fact.
I have a friend who dropped out.
At middle school?
Yeah.
Is this more common where you're from?
No, he's not from my country.
Oh,
He's a kid. His name is Nico. He dropped out of middle school, I'm pretty sure. And like he built like a company worth like over 50 million. He's like 19 or 20 or something crazy like that.
That's an anomaly. Like that's not normal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You know?
But it's interesting, man. The way like social media is turning people into like entrepreneurs and stuff. It's cool, but it's like there also needs to be regular jobs, you know? And like, saying this from someone like me is pretty hypocritical, but there does like.
But here's the thing. I feel like the people watching these videos, there's millions, there's billions of people who don't watch these videos and who aren't really interested in entrepreneurship. You know what I mean?
So I agree. Like, we're in a really closed market where we think everyone's eyes are on this, and the 99.9% of the human race like hasn't even heard of like any of us. You know,
that's the thing. Like
they're focused on their own lives, which is cool. It's cool to see like. But the way like things are headed, like AI and all these things, it seems like it's going to be so easy to do everything that like there will be no rich and poor. It will just be like a median, which is going to be interesting to see. I don't know what's going to happen.
You think with like universal basic income?
Yeah, like quantum computing is something that's going to mess up the world. So like there's things with crypto where people hold billions of dollars on these seed phrases. And what quantum computing can do is put every single combination on Earth in 1 second and solve it. And so like security is going to be completely destroyed and people's livelihoods I think are going to be destroyed. It's interesting. There's a lot of things.
So is crypto doomed? I've heard like we're still kind of at least like 5-10 years away from something like that happening.
We're definitely that like 5-10 years for sure.
Bro, but I'm talking about quantum computing. I got no idea.
No, but yeah,
I low-key just made that up.
No, you're right. But that's interesting. Bro took a whim, but he was right. Yeah, we are 5 years like probably around there away from quantum computing. But crypto, it's interesting. This bull run, like I don't hear like my grandma or grandpa talking about it. Whereas last one I did.
I keep on hearing that take online, but maybe it's just because your grandma already knows about Bitcoin.
Maybe she's tapped in already. She got like a couple in her seed phrase.
She's already invested. That's the thing.
She got like a couple ledgers stacked out on the side table. But I don't know.
So you think because it's not like talked about right now that it's going to be the big one?
I think this might
big
be the
bump?
biggest one of all time, and I'm just saying this from what I'm hearing from people.
Uh-huh.
But I hope it's the biggest one. I'm trying to get to my bag, you know.
Are you
like-
locked in? You're
straight up.
stacked right now?
Yeah,
You're
I'm
holding-
stacking. Like I'm dollar cost averaging across crypto because I think
Mhm.
that's like the only way to really win. Like I put in at the low lows and the high highs, and I think I'm gonna make money regardless. But I don't know if I'll make life-changing money because I'm still have that thing in the back of my head where I don't want to risk too much into it because I don't know what's gonna happen. But there are degens, including my friend, who is just like, will throw everything he has into it, and if he loses, he has no emotion because he's a day trader. Like that's what the job entails, right? So,
But it's so dangerous, bro. Like I've heard stories of people who will make insane amounts of money with crypto and then lose it all, and they have to live with the fact that like I'm working this job at a fast food restaurant
yeah.
when I could have had $10 million.
And people, what you should take out of this conversation is not to get into crypto. I think if you win or lose, you learn nothing out of crypto. You need to have a business and then maybe use some of that money to make more money with crypto. That's what I see a lot of people do. But don't make crypto a business model unless you're a degen. Unless you're a full
Unless you're the
degenerate.
one who's making the crypto.
Unless you're Satoshi himself.
$100,000 or dinner with Iman Gadzhi.
$100,000.
Really?
You know why? Because I'll meet him regardless.
All right, $50K or dinner with Iman Gadzhi.
Probably dinner with Iman Gadzhi.
Okay.
$50K?
Yeah, because I think I'll make that regardless. And I think just by meeting him, I'll be able to like source information or maybe make like a play that will probably make me more than that.
Yo, Iman, I got a $40,000 deal for you. Tap in,
Oh,
call me
I
up.
was taking a 20% commission.
You got, bro, that's showbiz, baby.
Who have you met in the space?
I
so
met
far?
Jordan Welch.
Okay.
Who else have I met? That's about it. Jordan Welch.
TeeJayWhat, Biaheza,
Yeah,
Max.
you and Jordan Welch. I've
Oh,
talked
Brett.
to Luke. Oh, I've met Sebastian Georgiou
Yeah.
as well. I've talked to Luke
Luke Belmar?
Luke Belmar.
He
He's
got
your
you
man?
glitching?
Yeah, I'm a glitch now.
You're a glitch?
I am
That's
a glitch.
what's up.
Yeah. And 100%, yeah. And then I've never talked to Iman Gadzhi.
All right, well, we can make something happen for that 40, bro. For that 50.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool knowing people that like I once was watching as just a pure viewer, and then now having this epiphany of like seeing across them. It's insane, bro. I don't know.
There's something about being in your position, I think, with your come up.
Yeah.
We had Biaheza here. You came up at a similar age. You were a little bit older, but
I was over.
16, 17, 18, and people respect that. I think with Iman too, like they saw the crazy numbers at 18, you know, and it's like with you, it's even younger now, and it seems to be getting younger and younger, but
We're about to see 9-year-olds printing $1 million.
I don't know where does it stop?
I know
Where did-
15-year-olds making $1 million a month.
What are they doing?
Roblox maps.
Roblox.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Roblox. Okay, explain that,
people
please.
are not gonna like this, bro. This
Yeah. So
People are
it's
gonna be
like
pissed off,
the
bro. You're
way-
you're driving to work and you're listening to this.
Roblox.
the way gaming is
Oh,
moving is
okay.
open sourcing models for people to make games on. So like Fortnite, the way they're starting to make a lot of their money is by letting people make their own Fortnite maps.
Mm-hmm.
And so Roblox has been doing that model forever, and these pay a ton of money. So there's kids on Roblox and Fortnite making ton of money. Like
This
a
is
ton.
confirmed. So they build
confirmed,
a
yeah.
Roblox map and then they sell it.
They
to
don't
people
sell it.
on
They just
Roblox?
have a bunch of users come and play on it.
And Roblox pays them.
Yeah. That's Roblox's whole model. Roblox doesn't have their own map, I'm pretty sure. It's just all player models.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know too much about the space, but I know
Uh-huh.
people who are in it. Close friends, my partner Luke, who I did Snapchat with, like does the Fortnite stuff, and he's killing it over there. He's doing great. So
Yeah, that's crazy. I've heard some with Minecraft servers.
yeah, Minecraft servers do print, but like Roblox and Fortnite,
Yeah, Fortnite.
I've
Fortnite
heard they do
maps.
well, and then like like my partner's doing great with that, which is cool.
15?
No, he's like 19.
No, I'm saying but you said 15.
Oh, yeah, I know-
The
I know
Roblox
15 years old,
maps,
yeah.
$1 million a month.
Yeah, there's 100%, bro.
It's younger and younger, bigger and bigger numbers.
Yeah, now I feel like I'm doing nothing. It's
No,
crazy.
but where do you think it actually stops? Like, can a 9-year-old reason
No,
enough to
because
be
a
able to do
9-year-old
this? now?
doesn't have the developed brain to do that. I think you hit that developed brain when you're like 12, 13, honestly.
See, but back in the day, not back in the day, like 10 years ago, we didn't hear anything like this. So we'd probably say, oh, it's probably only possible after like you hit 18.
No, but from 12, I knew I was conscious enough to do something. But I think when I was 9, bro, I was like
You're an NPC.
literally an NPC, bro. So I remember my NPC-ness. Like, I wasn't real.
Your NPC-ness.
I was just floating around, bro.
No,
Yeah.
12. So 12 is a good age to go ahead and start.
Yeah, I think I woke up and I'm like, I'm ready.
Time to start clipping
Well,
channels. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in like 5-10 years?
I think I'll be like 24, and then hopefully have a wife, and then.
Bro, your math's off.
Why? 5 years?
You're not 24. Go back to school, brother.
Bro. Wait,
Go
cut
back
that
to school,
out, bro.
brother.
That's bad.
He's been lying about his age.
Oh.
Bro's 19.
No, yeah, I'll be. Yo, how did I say that? What's wrong with me? Okay, I'll be 21.
You're glitching too hard, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll be 21, and then I'll just keep building stuff. Honestly, last year I didn't know I would do anything I'm doing this year. So like I think next year I'll be doing something crazy, and then it'll just compound like that. The way like I guess entrepreneurship works, maybe when you're like more 5-10 years down the line, it stabilizes with what you know you're gonna do day to day or month to month. But here I feel like I'm kind of in this like stable zone where something could pop up tomorrow, but I'm in a pretty like solid position with this company where it's not something I could just dip out of. Like it's a real company with infrastructure and like equity value, so it wouldn't make sense for me to focus on too much else, and the personal brand, because it is also just a goal to be the biggest in the space.
You can't do everything all at once. I think you do have to choose something, choose a couple lanes and go.
Which is why like the personal brand funnels into the company, but it also funnels into myself. It's just two things that are big on doing, right?
Yeah.
Would you say making content is your passion in a way?
Yeah, I actually love sitting down and just making videos. I think it's the coolest form of just like business because it comes up to your creativity. If you're an interesting person, that will reflect on the video you make. And I'm so, bro, my dopamine levels go up when I post the video, and then when I see a 10 out of 10, I like,
it's dangerous, bro.
It's time to tuck into bed and not wake up until the next day. But it's a fun, like you said, it's like a bit of a hamster wheel, but right now I'm running, bro.
You're not doing weekly, right?
I'm just doing whenever the next video is out. Right now that seems to be a week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe 1 week, but I think I can build infrastructure. I want to be the Mr. Beast of finance, but not in the way he makes content, just in the way he runs his team. So I want to be able to pump out a video every week at the highest quality.
But what are your actual like video ideas? Are you going to continue going with like this talking head style video?
Nah,
or you want to do challenges?
I have like 6 challenges in the works, but the way with challenges, they take time, right? So they're all probably going to come out like at once. So I have a channel right now that I'm running up to 100K subs for a video, and it's at like 95K or something.
That's going to be fire.
That's going to be cool because like I'm like what you did. You go down to the viewers level to show them I'm doing this from zero and you can do it too. And I feel like that's just literally the best model of showing someone what's possible, where you're not talking the talk, you're walking it as well.
I personally really enjoy this conversation. I think we're going to need to have you back on when you're at 1 million subscribers.
Bet.
Is that a deal?
Thank you, bro. But I've been lying to you the whole time. The real money printer is